Meg, stay with us. Let's bring in Jim Cramer just to get a reaction to what's happening to the markets. Jim, this is good for 900 to 1,000 points on the Dow. We were up by more than 300, but now we're up by 1,300 points. Maybe not a surprise given how important this news is.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think that we came in here thinking that it's the disease is out of control. There were some states where we just felt, look, we just lost any ability to contain, that there really wasn't anything we could do. People were talking about a national lockdown or a local lockdown under a new president. And this may end that. Obviously, if we get too far ahead of it, there's going to be people who say, listen, we've got to spend more time. But, justifiable. Justifiable because the country and the world, with the exception of China, Singapore, Taiwan, we're really being cut down by this. So now there's a real opportunity. And Pfizer's a real company. As Joe was saying, this is not some company that's never brought anything to market. This is one of the greatest companies in the world. I also want to point out that the cynicism about science was unrelenting, that these companies could really do anything. There's a belief, I think, among some people that science was never going to be able to tackle this. That's now wrong, too. So I think that the rally is justifiable. I also think that we're going to start a new discussion, and the discussion is what's America going to look like post-COVID.
Yeah, and let me ask just very quickly, those questions about stimulus, some people will say, okay, this means we don't need it. But just to point out, this is amazing news, but we do have a bridge before we get this out there. So maybe we still need the stimulus for the businesses and people who have suffered.
Well, I mean, obviously, there's small, medium-sized businesses that are being hurt, and there should be, I think, some compensation, given the fact that I think that there should be some sort of we used to talk about disruption insurance. The Secretary of Mnuchin talked about. I don't want to be cavalier. I've lost 3 businesses under this, at least I understand. But look, let's go beyond that and just say, what happens if travel returns? What happens if countries all over the place come back, given all the stimulus? Of course, there'll be naysayers on all day today. These are people who probably missed the rally, and they have every right to be advised in the way they talk. But this isn't reason for genuine optimism. Why don't we just celebrate it?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's weird to not be really excited about this. I think I'm just thinking about so many things. I'm thinking about Paris, Jim. I'm thinking about Paris. We might be able to go back. I'm wondering about AMC or a lot of these businesses that we were worried were gone for good. Is there going to be enough financing to get them through whatever it takes to get this up the scale? Because I'm starting to think. Jim, I can't believe it. I'm starting to think, I mean, I might get emotional. I'm starting to think that there may be a cruise industry again. Not that I want to go on one, but
why shouldn't you be emotional? Why shouldn't be emotional?
I know.
Last night?
We could go to restaurants, Jim. We can go back to your restaurant in Brooklyn. Out. We could be 100% full. We could be. There's just so many things that we've written off. We got negative and pessimistic about life returning to normal, and that was a very sad prospect for kids, colleges, and grade school and socialization. All these things that have been prevented. There's a proof of concept that we might be able to get through this. Right?
And there was a program on last night on another channel which talked about how the military is ready to be able to disseminate this, and I think it made us feel like if we ever got something, it would not be a dead end or be a waste of time. It's just the opposite. I mean, should the Dow be up this much? I don't know. If you think about where we were last week, where we felt that there was very little chance to be able to stop this thing, now suddenly we have hope. And I'm sure that in 1953, when you realize that, we may not get polio again, there's a similar reaction, which is that, we can go out and do things. My first thought was travel, too, Joe. It's like maybe there's something to go to. You've got a Disney. I mean, what happens if everybody gets vaccinated and people start going to Disneyland? So there are a lot of people on the other side of this trade. There are a lot of people who really felt that growth was going to drop dramatically. I think that that's going to be off the table, and people are going to have to radically revise their estimates up for next year.
Right. It'd just be very strange to be glum on a day like this, but maybe there are some people. Anyway,
there's always reason to be glum, except for how about we give it like a couple hours of positive? I mean, do I want to buy Pfizer up 13? I don't know. Do I want to buy Disney up 10? Maybe.
All right.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not the only one thinking of going to Disney. They're up 8%, that stock.
I'm thinking about going anywhere. I'm thinking about going to Pennsylvania. That would be a big deal.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.